awakening beings. Welcome back to the Dancing Bear Enlightenment Academy's podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Beverly. Each week, we explore the intersection of holistic health, energy healing, and spiritual awakening. Today, we're tapping into the cosmic weather, and it's a powerful one. Mars is leaving Cancer, and Neptune has entered Aries for the first time in over 160 years. These shifts mark a huge energetic change, not only in the skies, but also in your health, emotions, and spiritual path. So let's talk about Neptune first. It entered Aries. This is a rare shift. Now a dreamy spiritual planet, the ruler of Pisces, of illusions of higher consciousness, has entered bold, fiery Aries. This will activate spiritual warriors, awaken hidden soul missions, and trigger both powerful insights and potential confusion in personal identity and spiritual path. Unfortunately, it was held back by Mars in Cancer, and it's now at 0 degrees, which means it's as intense as it will be. So Mars soon this week will be leaving Cancer, April 17th, to go into Leo, another fire sign. Mars is happy in Leo. We're moving out of an enormously reactive, protective space. While Mars was in Cancer, it may have brought emotional defensiveness, mood swings, or deep inner processing. It also taught us to protect our energy and honor our sensitivity. Were you more sensitive it's been a couple of months. You may have noticed a lot of road rage. I have for sure. Upheavals, lots of protests. Mars is not happy in Cancer. It's literally the worst sign Mars can be in. It is not a happy camper. And of course, it went into Leo and then it retrograded back into Cancer and then it hung around for a while. And now it's moving forward. And I think it's the 17th it's going to leave, thankfully. And just as an aside, Mercury is going to enter Aries on April 16th. That's also this, let's see, the 14th. So if you're watching this on the 14th, that's in 2 days. And then in 3 days is when Cancer, when Mars leaves Cancer. So that's this week. That's 2 major changes plus a full moon this week. So I would say you should expect some big changes coming up this week. So we now have a stellium of 4 planets. Well, it takes 3 planets in a sign. I hope you can't hear my dog. He's going crazy. 3 planets in one sign is a stellium. So we have Neptune, Chiron, the Sun, and Mercury. Mercury's communication, all in that fire sign of Aries. New beginnings, changes. So lots of fire energy to bring about big changes, to hold on to your hat and be ready, because these changes affect everybody. You're not going to escape without it. Okay. We will all go through this. It's a major transformation for humanity. We each are on our own path, but we're all going to be impacted. So let's dive deeper into what does this mean for you? Let's explore some of these shifts. Some people will go from emotional overwhelm to energetic clarity, from internalized suffering to active spiritual expression. So you may not have been very spiritual. That may change. You may have felt emotionally stuck, and soon you will find a new direction. I know I just figured out my new direction today, and it will be with divine fire. Think of this fire as passion or change. So you are going to be given the energy and the motivation to change. How will this impact your holistic health? I'm always big on health and meditation, since it was meditation that literally saved my life. Those are the two big things that I like to stress for everybody. Meditate, 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 and live a holistically healthy life. So energy healing from inflammation. So if you have any kind of inflammation, and depending on your diet, we all do. Some of it might be environmental, some of it's what we eat, some of it's what we drink, but Mars rules heat. So the inflammation, and Mars will be in a fire sign, Neptune is in a fire sign, Chiron, the wounded healer, is in a fire sign. So you could experience mental fog or a spiritual disorientation. Neptune shifts can make you feel like, what's real? It's the dreamer. It makes you question everything because it's about illusion and delusion. So the impact of grounding as fire and water energies clash is very, very important. Fire can evaporate the water, or the water can put out the fire. And you've got this energy going back and forth. Fire and water, they're opposites. So there's masculine and feminine, and I don't mean men and women, okay? It's the masculine energy. Fire and air and masculine, earth and water are feminine. The importance of grounding as fire and water energies clash. I think I just said that. So Mars leaving Cancer. Let's dive a little deeper into that as well. So Mars is the planet of action and drive. It has been in Cancer, a water sign, deeply connected to our emotions and family and ancestral memory. And with that ancestral memory, what a lot of us were doing was clearing ancestral karma. And you may have been doing that and wondered why you were, not grounded, not feeling right, what was going on. You may have been healing your ancestral karma. You've been emotionally reactive, more so than usual. Some people are reactive all the time. Hopefully you're not. But sometimes you may have just said, I can't take it anymore, I'm done. And been reactive rather than active. Or maybe you thought about it and you acted purposely rather than react. Protect your energy and space. You won't have to do that as much because you'll be expressing your purpose. When you express your soul purpose, you're supported. So energetically, you may have been drained from trying to balance your inner and outer conflict. And we were all going through that. And I found it draining. I don't know about you. So Mars in Cancer tends to fight defensively rather than assertively. That's that protective and emotionally reactive part. And this can leave you feeling overwhelmed rather than empowered. So as Mars moves into Leo, fire replaces water. We're going to have lots of fire. So you may feel a surge of energy to step forward more boldly, creatively, courageously. I can talk. But only if you processed what Cancer taught you. And that was that your sensitivity is not a weakness, okay? It is your compass. Trust your intuition, because as you transform, it's going to be extremely important that you really trust what your soul, what your helpers, however you interact with spirit. You've been getting information all along, whether you were listening or not. And as you go through a transformation, you're going to get downloads, all kinds of stuff. So trust your intuition right now, because it's going to be very, very strong. So with Neptune and Aries, this is a big one. Neptune has shifted into Aries, and this hasn't happened since the mid-1800s. Neptune rules dreams, illusions, compassion, and spirituality. There's the key word, spirituality. Aries, on the other hand, is all about fire, action, personal identity. It is the I am. What happens when we mix the mystic with the warrior? Spiritual mystic with the warrior of fire. We activate a new era of spiritual sovereignty. This is a whole new era. We are entering in a whole new era with a new who we are. We're transforming, we're reinventing ourselves with a new energy. We're finding our true soul purpose. You have more than one, you have many. But now we're about, if you came in to this life with a long-term goal, this is the time that it's going to manifest. So you may notice a deeper urge to find your soul mission if you haven't already figured it out. I'm about to go through a major transformation myself. I've felt it coming for some time, and it's made me crazy because I couldn't see the future, and I've always been able to see the future. And it's like a, what's it called, a sort of a silent break that you're given spiritually sometimes while you transform. And if you've been in that state, like, why can't I do what I used to do? It's part of the transformation. It's part of you being rebuilt, literally, both at a DNA level, at an emotional level, at a mental level. And I call this the Wi-Fi. This is the brain. Nothing's in the brain. Okay, your memories aren't in the brain. It's in your soul. That's your Akashic records, everybody calls them. That's why at night you sleep and the downloads take place. They go up into the Akashic records. Okay, that's how you get the memory up there. And then when you meditate, you get the instructions and your intuition and everything comes down. So I call this the Wi-Fi center. So if you haven't figured out your soul mission, meditate, turn on that Wi-Fi, connect to source, divine, God, whatever you believe in. So flashes of intuitive clarity mixed with confusion. If you have that confusion, meditate, meditate, meditate. That's where you get the flash of clarity between your thoughts. The flash comes through. So you need to physically act on your spiritual insights. In other words, to manifest, you have to act. So if you get the insight and you don't do anything, you're wasting what you're getting. Journal it. Journal, 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 right? Meditate, journal, meditate, journal, meditate, journal. That if you're taking my free Home for Success, that's what you'll hear me talk about all the time. Okay, emotional volatility is your old identity dissolves. So as you go through a change, you may have noticed people as they go through something, all of a sudden they get upset at something and you go, why are you upset? That's how we're all going to be. So with Mars and Cancer, we were getting angry and didn't know why. Now it's different. Well, we might go from some depression, some confusion, to, oh, I don't know what to do. So your emotions are kind of fluctuating. It's not necessarily anger like Mars and Cancer. There's a lot of anger. If you had to do any driving, you felt it. So the other way it can manifest in your body is with nervous system agitation and issues, especially around the head, the eyes. Some people get headaches. Your eyes might get sore. You may need to wear, when I work on my computer all day, I have these orange glasses that I wear to protect my eyes. So you might want to do that. It can also affect the adrenals. The adrenals are triggered when you're in fight or flight mode, sympathetic rather than parasympathetic, and it'll excrete cortisol, and that kind of messes you up. It causes low belly fat and all kinds of stuff. You don't want that. So it's really important to do things like have your lavender essential oil. I keep it right here all the time. It'll help you calm down, or you can use Rescue Remedy from Bach Flower. That's another good one to help you calm down. You may have sleep disruption, especially this week with a full moon. A lot of people, look at where the moon is in your natal chart. You can get free natal charts all over the place. Say free natal astrology chart and put in your information. They'll give you a chart. Look at where the moon is. What house is it in? What sign is it in? Are there anything else near it? Is it in Aries? Or is it in Aquarius? Pluto's in Aquarius. So you'll have Pluto with your moon. My moon is in Aquarius with Pluto right now. So these things will affect you. Headaches or heat in the body. Remember, Mars is about heat. It's now in Leo, a fire sign, and you got a 4-planet stellium in Aries, a fire sign. So you could overheat, you could get hot. And we're coming in Arizona, we basically have winter and summer. And then we have monsoons at the end of summer. So it's still hot. It's just, humid. So for us, we're going into summer. I think we're going to have a 90-degree day tomorrow, and it's only April. Where I used to live in Chandler, we'd get 100-degree days by now. And by May, every day was over 100 degrees. I'm up further north, and we're 10 to 15 degrees cooler here, thankfully. It's a lot more pleasant. So you want to watch that. Some places still have snow, go figure. But just know if you live someplace hot like Texas or whatever, that you need to drink a lot of water and keep yourself grounded, because you may feel ungrounded. The heat could cause the headaches, and this can also cause mental fog, foggy brain. So this is why it's more important than ever to ground your spirituality in your body. We always tend to ground emotions, trauma, PTSD, all that's in our body, which is why massage and acupuncture cupping and things like that help get that out. But you want to take and ground that spirituality into your body, make it part of you, make this new you, this transformed you, a part of your physical body, part of your energy, so that when people meet you, they feel that new energy. A lot of times when we change, the people who know us don't notice the change because it was inside. But if you ground it in the body, they will feel your energy shifted. Because whatever energy you give off is how people treat you. So you want to be treated based on your new identity, your transformed identity. So what do we do with all of this? Mars asks us, are we acting from fear or love? And let's face it, there's a lot of people out there coming from fear. They're stuck in fear. They're so stuck in fear, you can't even ask them how they feel about something. God forbid you say something POLIT, CAL, so I don't get a strike. You just want to stay away from some things because some people are just so volatile. So how are you going to be? And Neptune, that's Mars. So Neptune asks us, how are you connected to your source? Or are you chasing illusions? And Neptune's really good at helping us chase illusions. Have you let go of that and used the upside of Neptune to connect to source, divine, God, whatever you want to call it, and stop chasing delusions and illusions? So these energies can either create spiritual burnout or empowered transformation. So what I wish for you is that empowered transformation. So some advice to help you. Number one, stay hydrated. Both of these planets deal with dehydration and water imbalances. Okay, so have your water handy. Okay. Engage in fire-based movement like dance, Tai Chi, Qigong. If you're doing yoga in a meditative state, then yoga. If you're using it like an exercise, I don't recommend yoga. You can do fast walking as long as it's not too hot. You don't want to walk fast in the heat because then you'll really overheat. You can practice energetic boundaries and emotional detoxing. So if you're in a situation where someone is, well, they're out of control, or their emotions are up and down, and you're not in a grounded, centered place to hold the space for them, you need to get away from them. Or I have a trick that I learned. I just send out all this healing energy out of my crown chakra, and I just spray it in my aura. I feel that it's not appropriate to heal other people. And if they're upset and you ask them if they want a healing, they're going to get mad at you, okay? But I reserve the right to keep my energy clear. So I just clear my energy. And what happens is people either don't like it and they just go away because they don't want to be in that energy field, or they calm down and they go, oh, I don't know what happened, but I like this. Okay. So that's what I do when I need to emotionally detox and have a situation that, okay, this is on the edge of becoming something I don't want to be part of, and I'm going to need a timeout, or the energy has to shift. Use breath work. You can always take a nice inhale and a nice slow exhale, outhale. If you're at home or someplace where you can do a meditation, clear confusion, and reconnect with your inner truth. Who are you? Who do you want to be? Who have you transformed into? Who are you transforming into if you haven't transformed? I doubt that most of us know yet what's going to happen, or how we're going to transform, or we will be. But you can meditate on it. You can journal write, just start, use your Wi-Fi, connect to your higher whatever, and start writing. I prefer writing by hand, and not typing in a computer. It's too, the energy's all wrong. You want to be in your sacred space, and EMF from electronics messes that up. So this is a great time, like I was saying, for doing your journaling, and release past identities. What are your past identities? What do you want to let go of? And set new intentions based on your soul level clarity. What did your intuition say? Who are you becoming? Who do you want to become? Don't assume, oh, I'm poor me, I'll never get what I... No, that's negative energy, negative self-talk. You are a powerful being, and you are here now at this time. You volunteered as a soul to be here. So you have something within you that's awesome. Tap into it, journal it, and allow the transformation to take place. So let's just do a quick, short, guided visualization. So we're going to ignite our inner flame. So close your eyes and take slow, deep breaths in and out. Nice, deep belly breaths. And just keep doing that over and over. Nice, deep, slow belly breaths. And imagine a gentle flame at the center of your heart. This flame is your inner fire, your passion, your purpose, your protection. As you breathe in and out, see it glow brighter and stronger. It warms your body, but doesn't burn you. With each breath, you reclaim your sovereignty. With each exhale, you release the fog of confusion. You are guided. You are grounded. You are glowing as this fire grows within you. Now, when you're ready, come on back into the room. Okay, welcome back. These celestial shifts aren't just out there in the stars. They are within us. Mars and Neptune are asking us to become more conscious of how we use our energy, how we follow our intuition, and how we show up for our own healing, our own, whether it's emotional, mental, or even physical or spiritual. Some people have spiritual healing to do. Whatever it is, If you felt something activate in you recently, don't ignore it, especially this week. A lot of us are going to have activations with all the changes this week. This is your time, a time for each of us who are awake, and you wouldn't be here if you weren't awake, to now take action. Follow your passions. What is your passion? Do you know? Journal your passion. Do a meditation if you're not sure. Journal it now once you've done your meditation. Who are you reinventing yourself to be? If you don't know, meditate. Find out, who are you becoming? If you know, focus on what you need to do to support that transformation. So that's a little bit about the energies coming up this week. It's going to be a big week of transformation for each of us. So thank you for listening. And if you would please be kind enough to leave a comment below, I would really appreciate it. And I always read all comments. And if you would please like, subscribe, and even share if you know someone who might enjoy this message, I would really appreciate it. And finally, remember to be the light you want to see in the world.